approved ID to the airport. The new federal Real ID guidelines were passed by Congress in 2005 in response to 9/11. And thousands of grocery workers have approved a union contract. The agreement covers workers of Albertsons and Kroger-owned stores, including Safeway in Washington east of the Cascades, Northeast Oregon, and North Idaho. And in sad news, a backcountry skier has died after being buried in an Idaho avalanche. It happened Friday when two experienced backcountry skiers were traveling on Donaldson Peak in Idaho's Lost River Range. And finally, Roger Corman, a low-budget Hollywood filmmaker who churned out dozens of ridiculous and ridiculously profitable movies about crab monsters, a human-eating plant, and women in prison, has passed away. Corman helped launch the careers of Jack Nicholson, Francis Ford Coppola, and many other promising actors and directors. Roger was 98 years old. For KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Getting started on a wonderful Tuesday with my wonderful sister Val, live from Deer Park.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. Thanks so much for being here this morning, Val, and helping out like you do every Tuesday.
It's always fun.
All right. And you're doing good this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
So I asked you... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I asked you about if you've been enjoying the nice weather, but you said it's been real windy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been beautiful. It's been warm. It's been sunny, but it's also been windy. And so I guess it's in a good way. It's been keeping, the feel like temperature just a little bit cooler, which we needed when it was, 80 degrees the other day. But yeah, I don't know if it was growing up in North Dakota. I've never been a fan of the wind. And so I'm just like, stop.
Well, you're up on that plateau outside of Deer Park, and it always seems windier at your house, or has it been like windy everywhere you've went?
It's been windy everywhere.
All right. I have never seen anything like wind. There was one year I took 6 weeks off from the radio when I was still in Chihuahua, and as you know, went to Central Washington to get away from the pine pollen, and camped for 6 weeks, and I have never seen wind like they have at Banks Lake. It was ridiculous, 70 miles an hour the whole time. At one point, my buddy came out and brought his, Ron, you know Ron, and brought his fishing boat, and he had it parked sideways, getting ready to back it in, and we were visiting, and a gust of wind came up, actually picked up his fishing boat on the trailer and flipped it on its side.
Oops.
Well, still attached to the vehicle. All right. So now we're over there and we're trying to figure out what, maybe we should just push it. And I said, I'm worried it'll flip up and hit one of us. And I said, what if we take like the rope that's in there and go to the opposite side and try to flip it back up? And as we're standing back there trying to decide, a huge gust of wind came up, picked up the boat and sat it back on its tires.
That's hilarious.
And I said, hurry up, get in your truck and face it into the wind. And that's what he did. So he also, in that 75-mile-an-hour wind, slept in a tent. All right.
What?
Yes, he didn't want to be in the RV. He wanted to be in his tent. Maybe, I don't know. He just creeped out to be in an RV with me.
Well, granted, your RV was a little small in the back, and by the time you got you and Mooch in there.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So I was worried about him, 70-mile-an-hour winds, and I look out the window in about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I can see that he's fine because he had a blow-up mattress, one of those inflatable beds in his tent, and he was sleeping on it, and his dome tent was getting beaten so bad by the wind, it had wrapped around him, and I could see the silhouette of the bed and him because the wind was blowing that hard that it had wrapped it around him. And the next morning, he said I asked him how it was, and he said it was fine, except every now and then the wind would smack him with one of those poles.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh.
So there you go. He's a hardy camper. All right, so wind's bad. Let's take a look, see what's going on today. 78 for a high. Sun and clouds. Winds northwest up to 10 miles an hour, at least in Chihuahua. 49 for an overnight low with a few clouds rolling through. For your Wednesday, a partly cloudy day. Still going to be all the way up to 80. All right, then Thursday, partly cloudy again, up to 79. Friday brings a 40% chance of rain. All right. As what does the weekend? 65 on Saturday, 15% chance of rain. 62 on Sunday with a 25% chance of rain. Val's getting personal calls.
I just forgot to turn down my phone, so I popped in to get that done.
Okay, I'll give you some slack, but this time only. Moving on this morning, breakfast, and you're probably figuring I do all the talking in the beginning anyway, so you can just sit there and look pretty.
Exactly. I'll just sit here, smile, nod once in a while.
Yeah,
When you say something worthy, I'll giggle or laugh, something like that.
Wow.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. All right, for breakfast this morning, it's a whole grain pancake. Have you ever had a whole grain pancake, Val?
It doesn't even sound good.
It's good for the kids, though. And once you get used to it, it's
I'm
delicious.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I said that out loud in my adult voice, didn't I?
All right, sausage patty, fresh fruit juice, and a choice of milk. And then for lunch today, the kids get chicken noodles, biscuit. Oh, I want that. Green beans, fresh veggies, fresh fruit, milk choice. We won't ask Val what she thinks.
Don't ask me.
Don't ask Val. All right. Coffee social today. Is that today? Let me go back and check. Yes, coffee social today at the Senior Center, 10 to noon. Get out and visit with your friends. For the kids, Chihuahua Library story time, 10:30 to 11:30. Tomorrow you got tech help at our local library between 3 and 4. If you have a piece of gear that you just can't seem to figure out, they will help you. Thursday brings us the food bank from 10 to 2. Senior Citizens potluck and game is between 10 and 3. And Chihuahua's Farmers Market up and going. So excited about that. And they will be back this Friday in the park from 11 to 3:30. There's a quick rundown. Excited to talk to Chuck and squeeze some more information out of them for Chihuahua's Got Talent. I know they had some video streaming problems. There are several clips, though, on our Facebook page. So if you get bored at some point, want to see some of the people. Chuck did tell me, though, at one point, and he didn't tell me, I haven't watched it yet, so he didn't tell me which performance it was, that it actually brought the judges to tears.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of special, ain't it?
That is special.
I've in tryouts before. I remember tearing up over a gal that was so scared to perform, and we'd coached her and brought her back for seconds, and she's literally so scared that she's choking. And I started giving her a speech, and I told her, I said, what you don't realize is you look and sound like a Disney princess. If you mess up, nobody's going to care. Just keep going. Don't stop. And as I'm trying to explain to her how wonderful her voice is, I literally started crying right there on the spot. So, it got through to her.
I remember her, and I remember that year. She was terrified, but man, she had a great voice.
Oh, yeah. Let's keep going this morning. I'm not going to delay some time with that because I don't know what I'm doing. Real quick, this is our news rundown for today. We'll get you all informed. Major U.S. airlines suing the Biden administration yesterday over a rule set to go in effect July 1st. It would give people booking flights greater transparency around so-called hidden junk fees that the airlines charge you. The rule requires airlines to show additional fees, including for checked bags, flight cancellations, when the airfare is first provided, not later. Transportation Department says it could save people more than $500 million a year. Airlines argue the Transportation Department is going beyond its authority to regulate private business operations and that they already go to great lengths to inform customers about these fees. Well, if you do that, why would you care?
Why?
Yeah. We're going to sue you for making us be more honest.
Yeah. What? I mean, shouldn't that just be part of your business practice?
Yeah, not only are they like gouging us whenever they can, now they're spending taxpayer money. NFL, it's already here. NFL season opener. Chiefs and Ravens will play the league season opener. Oh, I guess it's not. September 5th. I thought that was a little soon. It'll be.
I wondered why they were already talking about it.
I guess it's because it's a rematch of last season's AFC Championship game between the Chiefs and the Ravens. Okay, so that's September 5th. Don't warn me that far ahead. Boo! All right. Today, hush money trial. Former lawyer Michael Cohen testified that Trump personally approved the plan to send money to Stormy Daniels to bury her story. Apparently, Trump's mad. He doesn't realize this trial is called hush money. Shh. Shouldn't talk about it.
That's impossible for him.
Canadian wildfires are back already.
It's horrible. Pictures they showed of the smoke. Oh my goodness.
Here it comes again.
It's too early.
Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota already getting hit with the wind-carried smoke over their regions. I got to do some studying because I kind of let it go last year, but this is really weird. It's too... Okay, so they're above us, right? And we're just coming out of winter, so they're just coming out of winter. How do they get these wildfires so early in the season?
I don't know. And it's been like this for how many years now?
3, yeah. I mean, early start, I think the biggest early start was last year. And now the fact that it's happened again, I kind of get it, sadly, when it's July. But May? Because they're forest burned all last summer. And now it's going to happen again. What are you doing, Canada? All right.
Yeah. You're usually so nice.
Alabama became the second state to ban lab-grown meat yesterday.
Well, can you believe it?
Supporters say the law protects cattle ranchers and farmers, while critics argue it reduces consumer choice and contributes to climate change. Yeah, lab-grown meat. It's called a forever burger because you can't digest it.
Ever.
Avril Lavigne on her new album, Greatest Hits, is going to tour. Let's see, the album gets released on June 21st, includes 20 tracks, and then she's going to take a Greatest Hits tour along with that, which kicks off on the 22nd of this month, if you're a big fan. All right, let's see, sports-wise, NHL playoffs, Bruins and Panthers play at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The Fever and the Sun kick off the WNBA season at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. And Jimmy Fallon already celebrating 10 years on The Tonight Show with a primetime special at 9 o'clock Eastern on NBC this evening. Wow, he's already up to 10 years.
Wow, and that would be a fun one to watch.
Yes, definitely. All right. Have you heard
that guy's so talented. It's just, I mean, what can't he do?
He's done a good job, definitely.
He does. I mean, he can sing, he can dance, he can... Yeah,
he can really sing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if you've seen his remake of the game show Password. Oh my gosh, he's insanely intelligent too.
It's good stuff, is what you're saying?
Oh, it's really good.
Okay.
Really good. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to share a picture. If you're watching online, you'll enjoy this one. All right. You can see that cool. It looks like that thing from Star Trek where they could go back in the past of Earth, the big circle that they'd go through.
Okay.
All right. Can you see it? Did I not
get
it?
Yeah, it reminds me of Stargate. No, it reminds me
Yeah.
of like Stargate Atlantis or something. Though.
Sure. So there's one of these in Dublin and one of these in New York, and they're live streamed. And you can walk up in front of it and see what people in downtown Dublin are doing, and they can see what people in downtown New York are doing. Although Ireland's got a little upset because the other day, I'm not sure what they're going to do about it. The other day, they had some people pretending to do drugs in front of the screen.
Oh, no.
Pretending, though, just
well, but still.
That's a tacky one. And then at some point, I guess yesterday, somebody mooned the audience in New York.
Wow.
Through the giant Stargate. And this is what America had to say about it.
We have pictures of you so-called mooners. And just because the pictures aren't of your faces doesn't mean we can't identify you. At this very moment, those pictures are on the way to Washington, where the FBI has experts in this type of identification. If you turn yourselves in now, you may escape a federal charge.
Ooh.
Somebody's got a famous bum.
Yes.
More headlines. This is a sad. Red Lobster abruptly closing dozens of restaurants across the United States.
Okay.
I'm hoping
And?
I hope they spare Spokane.
No kidding. Though I haven't eaten at a Red Lobster in 10 years, maybe more.
The one in Coeur d'Alene and the one in Spokane, they can't be hurting for money because, I mean, you can't, it's hard to get in there. I mean, even if you go like, okay, let's go at like 2:30, so we're in between dinner and lunch, it's still busy. Maybe the corporate people are getting paid too much.
Well, that's probably par for the course for any corporation, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any guesses what car is the most likely to be stolen? What car manufacturer will most likely to be stolen?
It used to be Hondas, but I don't know now.
They are still on the list, Hondas. So you're not too far. You're not too far off. Honda's still on the list. I thought we might be offline for a minute, so I was just checking, but no, we're here. Kia and Hyundai. Honda's still on the list. So these are the most stolen cars of last year. Hyundai Elantra, Hyundai Sonata, Kia Optima, Chevrolet Silverado at number 4, Kia Soul, Honda Accord, Honda Civic, Kia Forte, and the Ford F-150, and a Kia Sportage. So Kia on there a ridiculous amount of times, and Hyundai with just a couple. Of course, Hyundai took the first 2 spots on the National Insurance Crime Bureau's list of the most stolen vehicles. Kia is 3rd place, while pickups have historically been the most stolen vehicles. I imagine because of their value, So
That could be.
Yeah.
Here's my question overall, though. Is it because there are more of those vehicles on the road than others? Just because I feel like the Kia and the Hyundai are more affordable. So I'm just wondering.
It is not.
Whether
it is.
it's
It is
not.
not. It's their easy ability to be stolen.
Be stolen.
Yes.
That was going to be my next question. Or is it because they're easier to be stolen than the other?
It is. It's because they're easier to be stolen. In fact, I got a friend in Spokane. Had her kid had his stolen twice and gave up and just sold it. Hyundai and Kia model several states have urged the car maker to issue a recall. The 2 brands paid $200 million to settle a class action lawsuit because of this. They were sued by half a dozen major American cities several months after gradually rolling out a software-based fix. Saga allowed Hyundai and Kia models to knock full-size pickups, as I said, off that top list. That's crazy.
That is, yeah.
So be careful if you're buying one, and make sure it's gotten the update from the recall to keep yourself safe, at least.
Right.
Maybe a little bit, hopefully. All right. I want to show another picture, Val.
Uh-oh.
This one it caught me today, and I thought, wow, that's absolutely crazy. This is what happens when you refuse to sell your property to the government. I'll switch to this picture where you can see several freeway overpasses that are elevated and go in a circle like roundabouts, right? You can see several of them there. And this is somebody that refused to sell their apartment complexes. So the government just put freeways in a circle all around this apartment complex. Could you imagine the noise of living in that?
Yeah, I mean, you refuse to sell, but now you probably can't rent them. Who wants to be surrounded by how many lanes of traffic is that?
There was several of
Lord.
these. Yeah, it is. There was several of these, and one of them was on Apple's property, where when they bought it, somebody refused to sell them a house. So smack dab right up against one of their warehouses was his house, which was valued at like $200,000. They finally sold out to Apple when Steve Jobs offered him $1.7 million.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll sell now.
I just sold for that. Yeah, I just sold for that too. Wow.
Pretty amazing. All right. Let's see. We'll skip that. We already talked about the Canadian wildfire smoke. And let's move on to bits and breaks this morning. I found one this morning, and we're going to do a couple quick jokes, but I want to go first so you can pick on me a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
all right.
thanks for giving me fuel.
Well, yeah. Once upon a time, a bartender was in training. She asked her trainer, "What's an Arnold Palmer?" Do you know what one is, Val?
I do.
What is it?
It's half lemonade and half tea.
To which the trainee replied, "Which goes in first?" Does it matter, Val?
It makes no difference.
Oh, good answer. Good answer. Well, you got to put the tea in first. Otherwise, the lemonade upsets the balance.
Oh, there you go. I have never been a fan, like, the twisted teas and stuff. I don't know. For some reason, I don't like the combination of lemonade and tea.
Do you put lemon in your tea, like the slice of it?
No.
I think it makes it better.
Okay.
I don't think I'd
Well,
want to
you
go
know
all the
what?
way half and half, though.
Well, I guess I'll lie. I guess I do when I order it in the restaurant or whatever. I will ask for a squeeze of lemon. I don't do it at home when I drink iced tea, but in the restaurant I will ask for that. So, but yeah, it's just that little bit of a citrusy, lemony taste, not half and half. I
Okay.
don't get it.
Just a squirt, right?
Just a squirt.
All right. Val, you got the morning's joke.
I do. The minister was shaking everyone's hand while they were leaving the church, and an elderly gentleman said to him, "Reverend, that was the worst sermon I've ever listened to. It was terrible." While the minister remained speechless, the gentleman's wife, wanting to be helpful, said, "Reverend, please don't listen to him. He slept through most of it and is only repeating what he heard everybody else saying."
Well, that was helpful.
That was helpful.
All right. 4 things you didn't know yesterday.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
Yeah. Who dares?
Who dares?
When studying photos taken at the deepest point in the ocean, 36,000 feet, researchers discovered what, Val?
A plastic bag.
Wow. We've literally
Wow.
polluted everywhere.
Our piggishness knows no bounds.
Yes, Americans making it great again. Norway once knighted a penguin.
Oh, what did they call him? Sir Waddles?
He died during the knighting, though. No, he didn't. I'm just making that up. Trying to make Val squirt coffee out her nose. All right. Let's see. Much like the 8-track, the Pony Express was only in operation for about a year a year and a half, before the Transcontinental Telegraph made it obsolete.
You tend to think of it as having been in operation longer than that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you just talk about the Pony Express, but
It went
only
fast.
a year and a half.
Yes. A group of flamingos is called, just like Val, a flamboyance.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I am not flamboyant at all. I don't know. I am so insulted right now.
I'm so sorry. I take it back, mostly. All right, it's up to you, Val.
Oh, really? Tell people, reveal problems they have to deal with, or as I call it, things that have never happened to Scott.
I'm so offended.
So offended.
Yeah.
Tell people we're asked to share some not so obvious problems they have to deal with. And here are some of them. If you're doing the dishes for a longer period of time, your back starts hurting because most kitchens are built for medium to small heights.
It makes my shoulders hurt because I'm trying to reach up over.
There you go. Problems on both sides. I've actually had friends that were very tall have their counters placed higher. So
Ooh.
when they were having their house built. But
If you have a tall
Anyway.
husband and a short wife, you could do one of those, like those desks, and have it go up and down for rich people, I guess.
well, and have you ever been someplace where they have a taller toilet?
Yeah.
And so we have friends that have a taller toilet, and Brad thinks it's great. And I'm like, honey, and he's like, let's put taller toilets in the house. I'm like, honey, I'd be like Edith Ann. My feet would be like this. I wouldn't be able to touch the ground if you put in a taller toilet.
We'd have to wait for you to hop down.
Have to give me a little stool like you do for kids.
Or you could just have a tall toilet and then you just get yourself a kid's potty.
There you go. It would work. The next person said, when I'm someplace loud talking to people, all below 5'4", I can't hear a thing, and we'll have to crouch down a bit or stand in a power split to lower my head to them.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Wow, a power split. Oh, Brad runs into this. Hotel shower heads are too low.
Now, how tall is he?
6'3", 6'4", right in there.
All right. What do you
And he
do
will
in a case
complain
like
about
that? Because I hate it because for me they're so high I feel like I'm drowning.
And he has to do the power split.
Hard to do in a bathtub.
This person says I have size 13 feet, which don't fit on stairs, so I use only the toes to climb. Sometimes very dangerous on my way down.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Dividers between urinals aren't of any use. It's not like you're looking, but it's awkward.
I was looking over the stall. Sorry.
I didn't know that. Do a lot of, I mean, I'm not in men's bathrooms, so do a lot of urinals have dividers between them?
Yeah, all of them do. But when you're that tall,
really?
if you really wanted to look, you could just peek over.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know they, I mean, I guess I'm just used to seeing like pictures of the old style urinals where there was no dividers.
Oh, and years ago, you'd walk into it had like a trough where you could just all stand shoulder to shoulder. That's creepy.
No kidding.
You can do it!
No, I can't.
No. So we've kind of talked about it as we went, but tall people, short people. What do you think stinks about being short, Scott?
Crowds in the summer. So especially in a bar. I would go to the bar after Chautauqua, and I got to a point in the last few years of Chautauqua where I wouldn't go after the beer garden closed because within like 20 minutes, I'd be so claustrophobic I'd have to leave anyway because I am literally at everyone else's armpit level. And after a day in the sun, let's just say it gets a little ripe. And to be at that level, because you're the same height as me.
Yeah. That, and I just think the typical one of not being able to reach stuff on a shelf or, I guess I can't think of any like surprising or ones that people wouldn't have thought of, I guess, other than the armpit. I mean, that's original.
All right. Let's see. Hidden talents is on the list today. Do you have a hidden talent?
No, I do not.
Can't wiggle your ears, pick up things with your toes.
I can pick up things with my toes, but it's not like something that I like, do as a party trick.
You used to have a hidden talent. You were really good at falling upstairs, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Now, I haven't noticed you get hurt in a while, but I know you did have knee surgery. Are you still kind of trippy?
I am trippy, and I think that happens as you get older, you get more trippy. But so we built the house 36 years ago, and it was just like 6 weeks ago or so that we actually put in a hand railing going downstairs.
Because you're getting older.
Which is probably a good call because, I did have surgery on my knee, but it's worse than ever. So it makes it nice to get up and down those stairs when you got a little hand railing.
And Brad's got a fake hip. So, yeah, you need some handrails around there.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope it's not hereditary because my right knee is going out now.
Yeah, that's mine. So, the right knee. Don't know what it is. Now, Brad had his hip replacement, and it's better than ever. I mean, he loves his new hip, but mine is I've had orthoscopic surgery, but they're like, oh, it's really not bad enough for a knee replacement yet. And you're like, well, what point does
Could you
Does it
smack my knee
qualify?
with a hammer so it is
Yeah.
good enough?
Exactly. I guess, when it doesn't work, eventually I'm going to trip and twist it, and then maybe they'll do something about it.
But until then, you got to live in pain, and that's horrible. That's horrible.
Yes, yes. So, oh well.
They gave me some pills and said, let's see if this takes care of your knee pain.
They actually made me like a form-fitting brace, but I don't know. I don't know.
Wear the
I don't-
brace, Val. Wear the
Yeah,
brace.
I mean, I wear the brace, but it's not. Yeah, I mean it's good when you're having to walk a lot, but then it binds around your. I don't know. It's a pain in the.
Braces are claustrophobic. That's what I have braces for my hands, so I don't curl them in the fetal position when I'm sleeping, and they are so claustrophobic to wear. And then, like in the middle of the night, you'll go to like scratch yourself, and you like clip your nose with the brace, and it wakes you right up. It's not a good thing, but
Well, and it's when your cat comes up during the middle of the night and wants pets too. It's really hard to pet him when you got that hand brace, the wrist brace on. So yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, these are old people problems. Small things that annoy us and old people. Val, you want to take these?
Sure. The small things. Sometimes it's just the small things. Trash less than 2 feet from a trash can.
Lazy.
Yeah, people just give it a toss, hope it lands in it, and when it doesn't, they ignore it. Obnoxiously bright headlights. Again, a real problem when you're old. I don't think it affects young people as bad as it does us. Oh my gosh.
It's so unfair, and I hate it so much. I went and got some for my car. I did. I upgraded.
Oh, yes, it's bad. People who try to get on the elevator before allowing people to walk off.
It's not a time-saving thing either.
No, just chill a minute. Drivers who pull out in front of you on the road when they clearly didn't have enough time. And mine to go along with that is people who pass you to turn half a mile down the road.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, why? Just chill a minute.
People in Maine are really bad drivers.
Oh, really?
I guess it's because we have actually only one city, and even that's like a third the size of Spokane. Portland, Maine is their biggest town, but it's really small. But they are the worst drivers I've ever seen. I was in traffic the other day, and they did the cone thing where they take you into the turn lane for some construction and then put you back in your lane. Well, it freaked out the people in front of me. Instead of going into where they had you guided with the cones, they went into oncoming traffic. I just went, I'm going to brake and wait right here. Yeah,
Wow.
they had quite the surprise. And then we were maybe downtown, maybe a block away from this person when they just went into a U-turn right in front of us, causing us to slam on our brakes.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. You see that kind of stuff all the time here. It's pretty exciting.
As long as you're out of the way, right?
Yeah.
I think we could go off on a whole list of small things that really annoy you when it comes to driving. I mean, people not using their blinkers, people clearly not knowing how to use a roundabout.
Still.
There's a lot of them there.
Still. Yeah.
Still. The next one on the list is speakerphone conversations. Buy some earbuds, people.
Come on. We don't want to hear that.
Come on. Yeah. I have to kind of give my husband the look sometimes too when we're in a group of people and he takes a phone call and then wants to stand there and talk to the person. I'm like, you can walk away and go make, have your phone conversation.
Move off to the side.
Or the other one he'll do is just put them on speakerphone in the group and make people talk to him who might not know these people. I'm like, they don't want to talk to him. Just take your phone call.
Wow. Well, you just totally threw him under the bus.
I did. So, yeah, sometimes his wife has to give him the stink eye.
Just give him the shoe thing. Move along.
Yeah.
Move along.
Move along. Next one on the list, when I just put on fresh socks and then step in water.
Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst. Or my personal favorite, cat vomit in the middle of the night.
That is not fun at all.
No.
No. People who get off an escalator then stop and look around.
It might be me. I don't have a good situational awareness.
Yes.
Yeah.
People who play on their phone at red lights, reducing the number of drivers who can go through green.
I don't know. Is that extra 4 seconds it took you to put your phone down, or half a second and hit the gas pedal because you weren't watching, really going to cause that many cars not to get through the light?
Yeah, I don't know. It's, it makes a way for you to make sure your horn still works on your vehicle.
Doot doot. All right, just a toot toot. Don't blast it. That's not nice. That's not nice. All right. Things that used to scare us as kids. So what the internet said, I was terrified I was turning into a chicken. Yes, that fear strikes us all at some point in our lives. The reason why this young man kept finding white feathers on him, because nobody told him what down jackets were made of. And he was pretty sure he was turning into a chicken. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, my goodness.
That's pretty good. Now this one's mine. Not me, but my sister was afraid of the moon. Not true.
It's always watching you.
It's always watching you. This person says, during summer days, I used to like dozing outside in a hammock until one day I saw yellow jackets going in and out of a hole in some rusty old lawn furniture in the yard. For some reason, this made me worry if I fell asleep outside and lay still for too long, they'd crawl in my ear holes.
For one, I don't know if I've ever heard them called ear holes.
That's what I'm calling them from now on.
Ear holes.
Yeah, so
Okie dokie then.
Ear canal. But
there you go.
Ear holes is way funner. And then somebody here was afraid to open canned biscuits. I still am.
I think everybody is.
Yeah, that's not an irrational fear.
That and champagne. I mean, the pop is coming, but it still startles you when it does come.
Mm-hmm. I know we were scared of as kids movies. Remember, we'd stay up on like Saturday nights. There was always like a Dracula or a Frankenstein movie on when we were little. And I remember that. And I know you have a bad memory of childhood, but we would bundled up in blankets on the couch. And we would both peek out, but go back in when it was too scary.
But it didn't stop us from watching them anyway, right?
No.
I was trying to think of what I was afraid of as a child. It was an irrational fear, and I don't know why I was afraid of it. But if I got left in the car, like if mom and dad ran into a store or more likely a bar.
The bar.
And left me in the car, I was convinced they'd never come back for me.
Same thing that happens when we leave the house and your dog.
Yeah, exactly. Convinced they're never coming back. So I don't know. That was an irrational fear. Then I soothed myself by realizing that they would come back for the car.
Maybe not me, but the car.
Maybe not me, but the car. I don't know why I had that fear.
You know what I was scared of? I wasn't scared of as a child, but I am now, is sharp things like knives and razors.
Because we've had so many accidents.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, that's sharp. Get it away from me.
I feel like I've gotten more and more afraid of heights.
Oh, yeah.
As I've gotten older, and maybe it's just because I'm short. No, I've gotten more afraid of heights, and I've gotten more claustrophobic. I know you've been that way for a while, but I've gotten more claustrophobic than I used to be. Yeah. So
weird things happen to you when you get old. You hear that? All right. All right, let's, Val, you got this one. Let's play a game.
Let's play Would You Rather.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather have a photographic memory or the ability to forget anything you wanted?
I'm going to say photographic memory, because if I could forget anything I wanted to, there'd be things I would forget, and then I'd probably make that same mistake again.
There you go. So true. I already feel like I can forget everything anyway, so I'd rather do the photographic memory. I have no problem forgetting.
Yay.
Would you rather have a superpower of your choice, but only be able to use it once a day for 10 minutes? Or have a random superpower every day, but be able to use it all day long? So did you catch all that?
Yeah, I'm going to say the random superpower for 24 hours, especially if it's going to be different every day. That's a party.
Yeah.
Of course, it could be kind of
Yeah,
difficult
random
figuring
every-
out what your superpower was.
On that day until you accidentally lasered somebody. Oh no, Superman laser eyes again.
I didn't realize I could ignite my own methane until it was too late.
Until it was too late. So other people asked that question. Majority said they'd rather have a superpower for 10 minutes a day. 56% chose that option.
I wouldn't want to but they're stuck with that one. That's all you can ever have.
Yeah, what if
again.
what if it's not a good one?
I don't know. You said you could pick it. The superpower of your choice.
Of your choice.
Yeah.
Of your choice. Okay, gotcha.
So I'd choose invisibility for 10 minutes, and hopefully I could get undressed and redressed really quickly. Because I could rob a bank every day.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't
Not
know
that
what
I would.
superpower I'm not sure what superpower I would choose. I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that one. I have no idea.
I think I'd choose flight because you could go for a little flight, at least for 10 minutes once a day.
That would be fun.
It'd stink though if you're up around 30,000 feet and you miscalculated your time.
That would be really bad.
I'm overthinking again. I'm going to stop.
Teleportation might not be too bad either.
Okay. All right.
All right. Would you rather be able to? Well, here I didn't.
I thought that
even
was
read
on
this,
purpose, but no.
No. Would you rather be able to teleport anywhere or be able to fly for 1 hour a day? So it's kind of we were both on that conversation. So, again, the flying you've got to be able to, like you said, make sure you know what time it is.
Plus, it's cold up there.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
I'm gonna go with teleportation.
Yeah, and the majority did. 92% of people asked that question would rather teleport.
All right.
So.
All right, moving along this morning. Have you heard of like HOAs, right? I know you've never lived in one. Homeowner, what do they call that?
Association.
Yeah. So these are strange posts from neighborhood social media sites, like from homeowners associations, okay?
Yeah, well, we have Nextdoor as an app around here that people in your neighborhood can post to and, warn you about maybe a cougar scene or a lost dog or whatever. So we are on the Nextdoor site here in our area.
I know they had one up at Dead Man's Creek when I lived up there, had the place up there. So let's see. Strange posts on neighborhood-specific social media sites. Here's Mrs. Kravitz. I just saw a guy on a bike with 2 big shopping bags.
No!
Yes!
Must be up to something shady.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, those people wear backpacks and hoodies.
Yes.
Just saying. My husband had his car broke into last night. Nothing to take, really, but just a heads up.
I don't think that's too bad of a heads up. I mean, maybe
Sure.
they just didn't. Yeah,
right.
that might be I would like to know that somebody's breaking into cars in my neighborhood.
Well, let's dig in a little deeper. They asked her, how'd they get in the car? And she said, door was open.
Oh, no. No.
Here's another one. Urgent alert. There's a black Jeep that just drove down our dead-end street and turned around and drove back out.
Urgent.
Val,
It's urgent.
don't you have a black Jeep?
I did.
Don't you get lost easily?
I do.
Problem solved. All right. Did anyone else lose their cable TV for 1 minute and 7 seconds last night? Please let me know. I will call the cable company on behalf of all of you who did.
1 minute, 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Was it like stopwatch?
She also hates these.
Loud noises!
Oh my
Let's
goodness.
see. Restaurant tip. The new burger restaurant is not worth a visit. I'm sorry I'm using women's voices for these. But it does seem like the most likely grumpy old lady in the park. Okay. The new restaurant is not worth a visit. I'm sorry I forgot the name, and because my husband drove, I don't remember where it is. My advice is don't go there.
Oh goodness. Oh, so in our Nextdoor app, there's a gal that posts pictures all the time that she's taken, maybe of a bird or a sunset or whatever, pictures that she's taken locally. And it's really nice that she wants to share, but they're all like grainy and blurry. And look like she's zoomed in, 12 times. It's just funny.
She's
It's
taking them
like-
on her flip phone, is what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Or her lens is dirty and she doesn't know it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
All right. Me and Val come from a hotel motel family, so I thought these would be good for us. I think everyone almost in the immediate family, maybe except for our sister Sue, has at one point or another worked at a hotel, managed
No, actually,
a hotel.
her and Randy managed one.
Okay, so that's like our entire immediate family except for you then. Because I've managed motels and apartment complexes and all sorts of stuff. So it runs in our blood. Our last name in German means sleeping man. So it's just kind of weird. I had a friend who his name was Warmbrot, which is warm bread in German. And guess what he did?
Baked bread?
Yes, he was a baker and a chef. So it's kind of weird how those traditions carry along. But I thought this was cute. Oddest hotel complaints with Val.
All right. This was from a survey of 400-ish international hotel workers. All right. Now, the one complaint was the sheets are too white.
Okay, hurts my eyes.
Yes. The sea was too blue. Hurt your eyes?
Okay.
Ice cream too cold. Hurt your brain.
I think their brain's permanently hurt. just saying.
Yeah. The bath was too big.
No one's ever said that, unless you're one.
This person said that their dog didn't enjoy his stay.
Well, we'll have more entertainment for your dog on your next visit.
There you go. This person complained that the hotel had no ocean view, but the hotel was in the middle of England.
But they thought England's so small they should be able to see the ocean, maybe. Huh?
From wherever they were.
Yes.
There was no steak on the vegetarian menu. How dare they?
Weird.
This mother of the groom complained that she wasn't given the honeymoon suite.
What is up with mother-in-laws? There's been a bunch of stories on the internet over the past week of mother-in-laws doing horrible stuff. And I'm like, quit adding to the stereotype.
No kidding.
The woman in one of our stories last week, in the middle of her daughter's wedding reception, something was right before the couples dance. All of a sudden, music takes off, and there's this big hoo-ha, and here people come marching out with a birthday cake for her mom.
No.
Yeah. I guess if it was your idea, let's honor my mom in the middle of it because it's her birthday, that'd be cool. But according to the story, it was all a big surprise. So.
Oh, I have one friend. I had to stop and see if I was going to use that term, but I could.
What'd they do?
I could see her. I totally could see her trying to take over her daughter's wedding.
Oh.
I mean, not planning it or anything like that, but at some point having to make it about her or to live vicariously through her daughter. I could totally see her doing something.
Or have a fainting spell?
Yeah, something. So she got to be the center of attention for a little while.
That's my choice whenever I want to be the center of attention. And then
Just faint?
Yeah, just faint. It works.
Oh, you're like a fainting goat.
Show's over. Sorry.
Do you want me to continue with the
I'll
unusual
give you a
requests?
break. We've got another half of them, but these are unusual hotel requests. All right, 1 glass of water on the hour, every hour, all the way through the night. Okay.
So how are you going to sleep?
How are you going to drive anywhere when you leave the hotel? You're going to have to pee the whole day.
Yeah, for sure. Again, old people think about stuff like that.
15 cucumbers a day for each day the guest stayed.
Wow.
You're going to die. You can't do that. I mean, the guy that ate the carrots every day and nothing else actually turned orange and then died.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then died.
All right. Toilet. The toilet had to be filled with mineral water.
Is that they wanted their dog to be able to drink out of it?
Or
and
them.
Yeah, I want to know.
I like to drink out of the toilet because it's always cool.
Yes.
That's horrible. All right. Let's see. Only the right legs of a chicken.
Oh, I can totally do that for you. I can give you only the right right wings as well.
Oh. Poor chicken. They call it Eileen. I like this one. I wonder if you'd probably have to pay for it, yeah. A bath of chocolate milk. I'm not getting out till I've drank it all.
No.
You're so hot, I could drink your chocolate milk bath water.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Wow. I think I even grossed myself out. Look how red it
I
made
didn't
me
think
turn.
that moment.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
didn't think that
this
would
is coming
ever
to my mind.
happen.
It's coming out. I can't stop it. All right. 16 pillows for one guest.
All righty then.
And the most strangest request, crocodile soup. Is that a thing?
I want to know how many of those people were extremely rich.
I think you'd have to be for the chocolate milk because I'm sure like a hotel probably charges $6 for one of the little pints. So you'd have to definitely have some money. All right, let's wrap up this segment right here, Val. This one's all yours. What was your I'm surrounded by idiots moment? This will be fun.
All right. Here's what the internet had to say about that. This person said, I had a friend who never locked her door. She thought if they were locked and somebody would break in, she couldn't escape. She lived on the first floor.
They're called windows.
Yes. A couple of young women in the employee break room said to the lady serving sausage biscuits, what animal is used for sausages? Is there an animal called a sausage?
Alrighty then.
I had a teacher who said we have gravity because of air pressure.
Oh.
And these are the people teaching our children.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, the correct answer is I don't think we understand gravity yet, or what causes it.
I knew I was surrounded by idiots when I was the only person in the class who knew that you don't just turn on a computer, you need to turn on the monitor as well. These won't come on.
Uh-huh. That's why the number one thing for tech support on computers is it plugged in? It's the first thing they ask you. And I was like, oh my God, that's so irritating. And the tech support guy said, dude, you would not believe how many times I say that and it's not plugged in.
Yes, not turned on.
Yeah.
And I would have people that would say my computer's not working, and you'd have to say, okay, so you know what the tower is, right? So is the light on the tower? Yes. You know what the monitor is, right? I mean, you would have to be like really specific because they'd say their computer wasn't working, but it might be their mouse, their keyboard, their monitor, and you'd really have to try to get them to be more specific.
You get a lot of that. I've gotten it from friends just saying, my computer's running really slow. And it's like what? When you click on open a program, it takes forever for the program to open? No. So when you're online and you click on a link, it takes forever to open. Yeah. Well, it's not your computer. That's the internet. Could be your browser, though, but still. Yeah.
When I told my 8th grade social studies teacher the Great Wall of China could not be seen from space, she replied, "Well, when were you in space?"
A little space between the ears.
And a girl in my college class once said, "I don't want to dominate my eyes because I don't want people to see what I've seen."
Ooh. What if it was true, though? There was that movie. Maybe she saw that movie.
Maybe that was it.
All right.
Maybe that was it.
We got a couple extra minutes. I'm going to skip the next one. And I want to, I got a hard time with her. So things Oprah needs to apologize to me for.
Okay.
All right. First one, introducing everyone to Dr. Phil.
Brad hates Dr. Phil. As soon as he comes on, he changes the station.
Giving everyone in the audience a car, but not the gas money to go with it. Hate you, Oprah, for giving me that new car. Making it impossible to enjoy regular bread after her I Love Bread campaign.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. The deliciousest breads.
Oh.
All right. Every book club pick that ended up being a bigger commitment than a summer fling. Her favorite things list that was a favorite of credit card companies. And my last thing on the reason why I'm really unhappy with Oprah for introducing us to Dr. Oz.
Didn't he turn out to be a scammer?
Yes, and then he ran for he ran on as a Trump supporter to be a state senator and lost horribly. So.
Yes. I was never a huge Oprah fan. I mean, back in the day when she was super popular, I watched Oprah, of course. I think everybody did. But then one day I watched a show and she had this gal on, was one of her watchers, a big old Oprah fan, and her prize was to spend the day with Oprah and following her around and shadowing her for the day. And so they were supposed to preview a movie. They were having the guest on, or the star on as a guest or whatever, and so they were going to watch the movie before that. And so she had a little studio, theater type of thing with maybe, I don't know, 8-10 seats in it or whatever. And so they are going in, and this gal, her fan, her shadow for the day, sits down in one of the chairs, and Oprah goes, "Oh, you need to move. That's my seat." And she made this woman move because that was her seat. And I thought, how
rude,
how rude, how unclassy, how entitled, how diva-ish. And I never watched a single one of her shows after that.
Wow.
It left such a distaste in my mouth.
All right.
So, talk about making somebody feel small.
No longer a fan.
Yeah, and embarrassing them. I just thought it was horrible.
And maybe they did the same thing as you.
Maybe.
Probably ruined it for, you get to worship your heroes, and then you meet them, and then you're totally, deflated afterwards.
Yes.
Because they weren't what they thought you thought they would be from watching them on television. It's
Exactly.
the same thing that happens with radio DJs. Just saying.
They meet you and they're disappointed.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, usually the number one thing I hear is, I thought you'd be taller. All right, we're going to go to break and thank our sponsors, a little bit of news, and reset. When we come back, We're going to have celebrity birthdays, a little bit of today in history, a couple other fun things, and then we wrap it all up if we have time. Well, we always have time for it. Today's odd news, but you do need to stay right here on KCHW 102.7. Thanks for being here. Right back.
And I think of the time and the money I've wasted on your training, and you still turn out to be a blithering idiot. You're an utter failure. You make me sick.
Have a cocktail.
No, I don't care for any.
I said have a cocktail.
I guess he wants us to have a cocktail.
It's 8:21.
Programming on KCHW is made possible in part by listeners like you and by
Country Chevrolet. Country Chevrolet, located at 880 South Main Street in Colville, is a full-service Chevrolet dealership, offering a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles with at-home mobile test drive service available. In addition, Country Chevrolet also offers maintenance and service, vehicle rentals, and full auto detailing. More information is available at countrychevy.com or by calling 509-684-8400. KCHW would like to thank Country Chevrolet for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Simon Gaitan. Israeli tanks are pushing deeper into Rafah. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have fled the area of southern Gaza. This comes after the White House has condemned an attack by Israeli protesters on humanitarian aid headed to Gaza, calling the looting of aid, quote, a total outrage. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Ukraine at the same time as Russia is reportedly continuing to make advances in the Ukrainian region of Kharkiv. The UN has called the humanitarian situation in Kharkiv dire as Russia steps up its attacks, forcing civilian displacement. Megumi Lim reports from Kyiv.
President Zelensky did thank Blinken and the United States for what he called crucial military assistance from the United States, but he also stressed the importance for faster arms deliveries and also the importance of more air defense systems, especially in the Kharkiv region where Ukrainian troops are trying to repel intensified Russian attacks after this ground assault took place last week.
At least 2 prison officers have been killed in an attack on a jail van in northern France. French media are reporting that an inmate who was being transported has escaped. 3 other officers were severely injured in the attack by armed men. Ross Cullen reports.
The Justice Minister convened a crisis meeting on Tuesday afternoon local time in France after the attack which took place at a motorway toll station in the north of the country. Videos posted on social media show armed men dressed in black approaching the prison van. The man who was freed from the convoy is reported by French media to have several criminal convictions, including attempted murder and drug trafficking. Ross Cullen, Paris.
China's ambassador to the UK has been summoned to the Foreign Office after 3 people were charged with spying on behalf of Hong Kong. It follows a number of allegations made by the UK against China in recent weeks. Those allegations have been condemned as, quote, groundless and slanderous by Chinese officials. From London, John Beaver reports.
On instruction from the UK Foreign Secretary, the Chinese ambassador was summoned to the Foreign Office here in London. In a statement, the Foreign Office said it was unequivocal in setting out that the recent pattern of behaviour directed by China against the UK, including cyber attacks, reports of espionage links, and the issuing of bounties, is not acceptable. The summons comes a day after 3 men were charged under the National Security Act. They're accused of foreign interference and assisting Hong Kong's intelligence service. In response, the Chinese ambassador said the series of accusations against China were unwarranted, going on to describe them as groundless and slanderous. John Beaver reporting.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, with more today on Vladimir Putin's decision to sideline his defense minister Sergei Shoigu more than 2 years after Russia's war on Ukraine began. The decision was announced on Monday. Mr. Shoigu is to be replaced by an economist, Andrei Belousov.
These are in some ways fairly standard moves. So we know that President Putin had his inauguration earlier last week.
Eleanor Bindman is a lecturer in Russian politics at Manchester Metropolitan University. She says the reshuffle follows President Putin's recent re-election and indicates a shift away from careerists in the military and towards more technocratic figures.
Russia has very much moved its economy onto a war footing. So it's very focused on spending on military matters, but also producing the kinds of armaments that Russia needs in order to fight in Ukraine. And we can see that actually Russia's been quite successful in doing this, particularly when you contrast the fact that Ukraine has been running out of ammunition and so on while it waits for Western aid from the United States in particular. So in some ways that has worked. And I think what Putin's trying to do is ensure that that continues and that that actually runs more smoothly.
Sergei Shoigu is not disappearing. He will remain in President Putin's inner circle as head of Russia's Security Council and remains sanctioned by the US and European powers over his role as architect of the Kremlin's assault on Ukraine. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, Israeli tanks are pushing deeper into Rafah. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have fled the area of southern Gaza. The UN has called the situation in the Ukrainian region of Kharkiv dire as Russia steps up its attacks. At least 2 prison officers have been killed in an attack on a jail van in northern France. And the UK has summoned the Chinese ambassador after 3 people were charged with spying on behalf of Hong Kong. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
Drums are going crazy. And we're back. It's KCHW 102.7. You've got Scott and Val on a Tuesday. And Val, are you with me? Did you see my little note?
I realized I was just trying to get to my screen to turn it off, but I tried to mute my microphone because if I, once we go on our little break, if I clear my throat, if I do anything like that, it goes live over the air.
It does.
And I don't always remember to unmute it.
I do it too. I do it to Chuck all the time. All right. We're rolling into this segment. We can take a look at celebrity birthdays. Val, would you like to take care of that for us?
Of course.
All right.
George Lucas is 80 today. Director Robert Zemeckis from Forrest Gump and Back to the Future is 72. Tim Roth, who is in The Hateful Eight, is 63. Kate Blanchett from Thor Ragnarok and Don't Look Up, as well as Nightmare Alley is, does it say? I guess she was born in 69 and I'm supposed to do the math? Is that what's happening here?
60, she's 60.
No. She's not.
She's 54. 54.
54. Okay, thanks. Director Sofia Coppola, is from Lost in Translation. I can't even read. Is 53.
I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic, but only in math.
There you go.
All right.
Amber Tamblyn from 2.5 Men and Joan of Arcadia is 41. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg is 40 today. NFL player Rob Gronkowski, I can say it if I give myself a minute, is 35. And Miranda Cosgrove from iCarly is 31 today.
I watched the roast of Tom Brady, and man, Gronkowski took a lot of heat for being a big dumb guy. I was like, I'm so glad I'm short.
Not big and dumb.
Yeah. And then he tried to convince people he's not when he got up to talk, but the things he said kind of proved it. So whatever. All right.
Brad's family used to have this thing they would say. It's like you can remain quiet and have people question your intelligence, or you can open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yeah, that's what we do. Although it has the opposite effect for you, because I've had several people tell me, your sister's so smart and so well read.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, whoever said that. Whichever one of you said that.
Nobody ever says that about me. All right, a little history. It happened today. We start off in 1607 when Jamestown, Virginia was settled as an English colony. On to 1804, almost 200 years. Lewis and Clark expedition departed from Camp Du Bois and began its historic journey by traveling up the Mississippi River. Then on to 1973. Skylab, United States' first space station, was launched. Later came down in a fireball.
Yeah. As they sometimes do.
1998, finale of Seinfeld aired on NBC with 76 million viewers turning in. All right. 2009, a church in East Sussex, England, unveiled a bronze statue dubbed Jesus in Jeans, depicting Christ as a man of the 21st century. The $50,000, 7-foot-high bronze statue was funded by money left by a late parishioner, I think that's how it's pronounced. Christ is wearing jeans and a shirt billowing in the wind, while his hair and beard are neatly and fashionably trimmed, just like most men today.
You know, when they say billowing in the wind, you're like, is it like opened too, so you can see the bare-chested Christ as well? and you know, I think people tend to forget where Jesus was born. He wasn't white.
But he did say, I can't believe it's not butter. All right, get this one. 2018, scientists at the University of California successfully executed a memory transfer between two snails.
Okie dokie.
How do you prove that?
I don't know. Let them know where the food is or something?
Well, the one snail told, this other snail told us.
Mm-hmm.
That's... Do snails even have memory?
Yeah, how big of a how much money did they get? Who funded that research, and how much money did they get?
What kind of grant was that?
Yeah.
All right. 2019, Wikipedia confirmed China had banned all version of its website. Oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't have the truth out there. No.
No.
Truth bad. All right. Special events. We go to Val.
We only have 4 today. It is the Stars and Stripes Forever Day. Do you say this brioche? How do you say it?
Brioche? I'm not
brioche?
quite sure. Yeah.
I don't know how to say it either, but it's that day today.
You don't even know what it means, do you?
It's a bread, isn't it?
National Brioche Day by giving away a new flavor inside a waffle sandwich to the first. It's Oddfellows celebrating National Brioche Day on 5/14 by giving away a new flavor inside a waffle sandwich to the first 50 customers at each store.
Oh,
I've never even heard of an Oddfellows. All right.
No. All right, it's Dance Like a Chicken Day.
You're so good at that. Of course, that's how she always dances.
Yeah. And finally, it is Buttermilk Biscuit Day today. A little biscuits and gravy. Doesn't that sound yummy for breakfast?
It does.
Ooh.
It does. I got a thing now, though. Bacon gravy.
Oh, instead of sausage gravy, bacon gravy.
And if you can find some of that cherry smoked bacon, turn it into gravy. Ooh, that's a bomb.
Now I'm hungry. Yeah. I wasn't ready for breakfast, but now I am.
Number of the day is 91. This percentage of all photos that are captured now with a phone.
Wow,
they've totally taken over, except for your one neighbor who has the old grainy digital camera. All right. Let's see. Moving on to news and nuggets this morning. Even after we die, it's now possible to be here for an eternity. That's right. Michael Balmer, a 60-year-old cancer patient, is first client of Eternos.life, a California company that uses AI to construct interactive copies of, yes, you. Working with Eternos advisors, Eternos. I'm going to live for Eternos. Balmer developed a comprehensive portrayal of his life, resulting in a fully interactive AI version of himself. Descendants can now converse with the digital counterpart, seeking insights and generating new ideas. Oh my God, I can broadcast on KCHW. Hold on.
Forever.
Forever. Company press release states, based on knowledge inputs that can include hundreds of questions, as well as writings, images, and documents from the client, the result is breathtakingly lifelike. AI-powered legacy model of the client able to deeply interact with descendants through AI voice. Creepy.
You know, I feel like there was a movie done like this, or I've heard about this before.
Yes, there was. There was.
Yeah. So.
Wow. All right.
All right. Here's one for you, Scott. Things dating app users lie about.
That's not mine. I'm telling you, baby, that's not mine. I don't even know what this is. This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
Never show them what's in the trunk.
That's right.
Okay.
Researchers at Boston University and MIT surveyed daters, and one in 5 said they lied to improve their profile. When the scientists crunched the numbers, the figure was close to 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
So what's everybody trying to hide? Their appearance. In a study done by Cornell University that checked actual height and weight against profile height and weight, the average person said that they were 5 pounds lighter and an inch taller.
I'll take that. Not a huge lie, just a little trim. And you can put off that. You could put off that first date for maybe a week and a half, so you could stretch yourself and lose 5 pounds
and quit eating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that it's only 5 pounds. I would have thought I would have thought it was more than that. But.
You can tell who's lying about their weight because they only do headshots.
There you go. Some guys lie about more than their waistline. They lie about their income, their education, and unfortunately their availability.
Ooh.
A University of Chicago study estimates that 13% of the men on dating apps are actually married.
Oh, but now what's the statistics of women on the dating apps that are actually married?
Here it is.
Okay.
Women are much less likely to lie about being married, but in addition to their weight, they often do lie or often do get creative about their age.
Okay. All
right. How do you get creative about your age?
I don't know.
Just say, I'm 60-ish.
There you go.
What's your dating app nightmare, Scott?
What's my dating app nightmare? Women with dogs.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I'm allergic to dogs, except for poodles. So that causes a problem. But it is ridiculous, the amount of single women out there that have a dog. It's bothered me so much. I've actually put on a dating app before. If you have over 6 pictures and 90% of them are with your dog, my suggestion is you date the dog.
No wonder why you're single, Scott.
I know. But you know what? You got to stand up for something, and I'm standing up or down for that. And it's weird, too. It's creepily weird. First picture, in a car, sunglasses, really can't see him, dog head right beside him, right? Then the next picture, they're in their house, and now you can kind of see them, but they're lounging on the a picture of their dog. Now they're playing with their dog. Now they're hiking with their dog. And then by the time you get to the last picture, they're in bed with their dog. And I'm saying, date the dog.
Obviously, you have a lot in common.
Yes, you guys enjoy everything together. And obviously, from looking at your pictures, there's no room for me on your couch, your bed, your house, your car. And sometimes, Val, sometimes they have more than one.
No.
Oh, no. Enough with the dogs. Okay. Did I cover that pretty well?
I think you got your message across.
Do not message me if you have a dog. That's all I'm saying. No, nothing against dogs, but it's a killer for me in a relationship because if I'm not a dater, I'm a serial marrier. Okay. I don't like to date, I like to marry. And if you've got a dog, that means we're going to have some issues with my allergies, and I'm going to be miserable. So it's just something you have to avoid. Unless it's a poodle. Bring it on, honey.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Have
Is that
you
enough?
met Charlie yet in person?
I have not.
Because not that I would want to experiment on you, but I really do feel like he has more of because he does have poodle in him. I feel like he's more hypoallergenic maybe than other dogs just because, he doesn't, and people will probably think I'm lying, but he does not stink at all, ever. And you know how usually you have a dog, especially a male dog, that just smells like dog? Yeah. He does not smell. And so I'm just wondering if that would carry over into how, if you were allergic to him or not.
I was just picture you sniffing him.
He smells good. It's kind of like cats don't stink. He's like that. He doesn't stink.
Okay.
And I know a stinky dog. We used to have the worst smelling dog in the whole world.
Oh,
so.
yeah. That dog was putrid.
Oh, she was awful.
Yeah,
so,
if she went out to the creek, man, do not let her in your house. She had a problem.
Couldn't.
Labs are that way though. The labs you get them wet, and they definitely do the wet dog smell.
Yeah. So, anyway.
All right.
We'll move on from there.
Okay. 55% of Americans think they are smarter than the average American, according to a new survey. Of course we do. A humble 34% of citizens say they are about as smart as everyone else, while 4% say they are less intelligent than most people. Oh. Wow. Men.
At least you know it.
Mm-hmm. Men, 24%.
There's so many that don't.
What do they call that? Happily oblivious?
Yeah.
Men, 24% are more likely than women, 15%, to say they are much more intelligent than the average American. Of course we are. We're guys. We love to brag.
Yes. Put that on your dating profile.
Let's see. I got a couple things here we can maybe prove it with that people have posted. Here's a person that asked if there was pasta salad in the pasta. Was there pasta in the pasta salad?
Pasta salad?
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
All right. Let's see. Let's find another one. Customer, no joke, looked at me dead in the eye and asked, "What's bigger, a 6-ounce fillet or an 8-ounce fillet?" These kind of things happen. How about this one? Another one posted, "I want the boneless wings." Me. "Sure. Would you like them mild or hot?" So, which one of the two is the hottest? Another restaurant question. Customer asks me, "What kind of cheese is in our mozzarella sticks?" Yes, these are the people that think they're smarter than everyone else too, I guarantee it. How about this customer comes into the restaurant and orders a dozen chicken wings, medium rare.
Oh. Oh.
And you can take that to the bathroom.
You know what that's called? It's called salmonella.
Another one asks which coffee is larger, their medium or their large. How about this? Jim asked the waitress, or what? Jim asked, okay, it's Jim, and this is the waitress. "Would anyone like to start with a shrimp cocktail?" Jim: "No thanks, I don't drink." And the last one, "If I order 2 pancakes, how many will I get?"
Well, as many as your brain cell count.
Yeah. All right. They're some of the smartest people in America. Yeah. Walk in the woods, Val.
If you want to reboot your body and mind, go for a walk in the woods. Actually, 3 walks. After just a few walks in the woods, researchers say there's a noticeable difference in your mental and physical health. The 3 walks should probably be close to one another, perhaps one a week or more. Don't space them out over 3 years, Scott.
That's not my walk. Wow. Let's see. Study conducted at a University of Oslo, Norway, found that good-looking criminals usually get lighter sentences even when people only have a written description of their looks.
God, Trump should be in jail for the rest of his life then.
Study revealed the lightest sentences went to good-looking criminals who committed less serious crimes such as theft, smuggling, or fraud. All right, so as long as you're good-looking, you can get away with it.
Fraud.
I'm going away forever, apparently. All right, we're going to wrap up this show the crazy way. We call it Odd News.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your Odd News on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Are you still following along with me, Val?
I think so. I think our news and nuggets is in our inner prep.
Wacky but True's in the inner prep.
Our
news attack is
the news attack is
yes, you got it. All right, according to a study. By the way, news attack, first sentence true, second sentence bad joke. According to a study, your body has no problem recovering from a bit of overeating as long as you only do so once in a while, like only during the commercials, Val.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
I knew you'd like that.
Researchers have found compelling evidence supporting the theory that early humans became long-distance runners to hunt prey efficiently. Back then, they ran a marathon to stock up on meat. Today, we do marathons for medals and bananas.
National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, known as NOAA, predicted a 60% chance of solar radiation storm starting this week. So if you're going to be outside, don't forget, you will need SPF 10,000.
Unless you want to reapply it every minute.
Yeah. Wow. We're getting over-radiated. Nice.
Yeah, and we also know that from all of that our local weather person here who forecasts our weather would be
Brandon Hansen.
Let's see. Yeah. Or if you're watching a Spokane station, Jenny Powell, she says it's sunny with a chance of an apocalypse.
Oh, yay. Look at it outside. Crispy. That's right. You'll be able to cook on your front lawn. No barbecue needed. Kind of like an outdoor microwave.
Right. Yeah.
Researchers in Italy found that medicine works better if the doctor says positive things about it before handing over the prescription. Researchers also found out that the number one positive thing a doctor can say about a medication is it's covered by insurance.
For sure. Oh. A study finds most parents believe their kids exercise enough. For instance, every day my kid hauls a 12-pack of Coke downstairs to play video games, then later back upstairs, I'm thinking, look at him go.
Whoop, whoop. Ooh, more researchers say the stress may be the main cause of gaining weight. It's true. People get stressed out by how hard it is to open that bag of Doritos.
Without them flying everywhere.
Yes.
So stressful. A study found that fast food breakfast sandwiches quickly have a negative effect on the body. Within 2 hours of eating those fat-laden sandwiches, test subjects saw their blood flow slow down by 15 to 20%. So, eat a McMuffin before you shave to reduce possible bleeding.
Let's see. How much time do I have? 2 hours? Ain't like, all right, so I've got, I'm good. I've got about 15 minutes left before I go into shock. Because I did have a breakfast sandwich. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
All right, on to the world of wacky but true. We don't add anything to these stories, but clips from television and maybe even a movie. Starting off with two women in the UK in the same car, arrested for drunken driving. How, you ask? How could two people in one car both be arrested? Witness had told an officer he thought the driver was drunk and gave the cop a detailed description of the driver who had switched places with another passenger. Before the officer could make contact with the new driver, the car pulled away. But once it was stopped, the second driver, as well as two passengers in the car, were found to all be intoxicated. The first driver and the second driver, both arrested for drunken driving. The cop knew one very important thing.
Always two there are, a master and an apprentice.
Yes!
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Officials say a suspected drug dealer who led police on a chase in the Philippines was arrested after he stopped suddenly at a Taco Bell parking lot. The drug dealer told officers he knew he was going to jail for a while and wanted to get one last burrito.
Those burritos, man. Hey, man, where's the bathroom?
Straight in the back.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, everyone. I had that bean burrito for lunch. Okay, I'm all right now. Sorry.
Did you just throw a burrito out your window? Huh? Oh, Taco Bell, product placement with Taco Bell. Incharito Macho Burrito.
Whoa! How come we didn't make any money on that?
I don't know.
Oh, man. All right, on to Singapore we go, where a jailed man and woman who earned over $200,000 in bogus insurance claims while pretending the husband was dead for 15 years. Isn't this what you've been doing, Val?
Huh?
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 All right, one clue that helped authorities, they had remarried in another country, with the dead man using, of course, a fake name. While he was dead, they had a baby together. Oh.
Oh, that's a miracle.
It is a miracle, baby. Yeah. All right. Here's some more info.
My husband is dead. Somebody in this town killed him. I want you to find out who. Oh, did I tell you about her husband?
Well, you told me he was dead.
No, I mean about the way he died. I love you. I suppose I shouldn't have said that, with my husband dead so short a time.
That's when I got the brilliant idea to fake my death.
We're very unhappy.
What did you expect? You're dead.
Let's go to Tokyo next. In Tokyo, Japan, about 2,700 passengers faced delays when a snake was discovered aboard a train. The East Japan Railroad Company had to stop the train after a passenger reported seeing the snake on the 8th car of the 11-car train. Passengers were swiftly evacuated while staff searched for the slithering stowaway. Although the snake remained elusive for a while, an employee later found the sneaky serpent beneath a seat in the car. Identified as a non-venomous young Japanese rat snake, the animal was handed over to local authorities to be released back into the wild.
Oh, scary.
What a happy ending.
Yeah.
Snakes don't walk, they slither. So there.
Rake him, rake, stick that sword into that snake.
The man says he's paralyzed. We simply throw him in the snake pit. If he climbs out, then we know he's lying.
And if he doesn't climb out?
Then we have lost the patient. But we have found an honest man.
Now get out there and keep your snake eyes open for you know who.
It's me, Snakes. I got the stuff.
Oh. What stuff? All right. Short one here. Suspect in Germany, jewelry thief who was being held in a small village jail, strolled to freedom after guards forgot to lock his cell. Oh. And now a word from the German guard.
I know nothing. Nothing.
Thank you. Sergeant Schultz.
If you didn't see Hogan's Heroes, you probably wouldn't get that reference, but oh my gosh, it was a great show. In China, a naked woman climbed onto an air conditioning unit outside the 11th floor of a hotel and started dancing. The woman didn't seem suicidal, and officers offered her breakfast and some water, thinking that they might be able to grab her in the process, but the attempt made her upset. When an elderly cleaning lady came into the room and asked a question, the naked woman seemed to react to her voice. So cops asked the cleaning lady to speak to the woman, which seemed to work. It provided the opportunity for a fireman attached to a rope to approach the naked woman and grab her.
Oh, that's how I like to do it, swing in and grab the woman. Okay.
1,000,000 years. The sensitive men dying for their dreams. For what? So you can swim and dance and play.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I could dance like that. If I felt like it.
Get some rubber gloves. From now on, you're my cleaning lady.
Now I want to hear the whole song.
I know it.
Okay, let me cue it up here. We go back to the station. All right, big round of applause for my sister Val showing up from Deer Park this morning. I showed up from Maine. It's farther. It should be more impressive, but apparently not.
Apparently not. So I was just going to ask you earlier, though, is that like the silhouette of Quartzsite Mountain behind you?
It
that
is.
What that's supposed to...
I cartoonized it. Is that okay?
Yeah. I was just checking it out, and I was going to ask you.
You can see the Catholic Church in the back and the steeple. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. You want me to send you that? So it looks like you're sitting in the middle of the street too.
We hear horns honking.
I'm broadcasting. Leave me alone. Just go around. Go around. You people are idiots. I'm not in the way. You're in the way. Kind of looks like I'm really screaming at people.
It does.
All right. Have a great day. Don't forget, tonight on the radio, the one and only Dr. Jazz takes over at 6 o'clock. And if you didn't know, we do a different genre of music every night at 6, and then we keep it going up till around midnight, usually, depending on the length of some of our shows. Tonight, you got 3 hours of Dr. Jazz, 6 to 9, and then 2 hours of great soul music with The Soul Show. Tune in right here, 102.7 FM. Want you to have a great day. Keep on listening. We are Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7. Thank you, Val.
Thank you.
Words of wisdom?
If you have to be anything, why not just be kind?
Oh, good job.
Surprise! Surprise!
What if it was one of your friends, huh? What if the shoe was on the other foot? I'd go barefoot!
Wesley, what about the RUSs?
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist.